Hey guys, so today, besides our word study lesson, the other lesson that we're working on is summarizing. And I know we talked briefly about summarizing, a little bit back, and you made the little circle things with the flaps, and we talked about the difference between summarizing, paraphrasing, and quoting. Well, as you remember, summarizing does not use your own opinion, okay? And so it's really important that we keep our own opinion and what we think out of our summaries. Another thing that I often see with student summaries is that they try to include every single detail from the story. So, like, if I ask you to summarize, I'm trying to think of a book that maybe we've read together, but we'll just go back and let's just start. What about the story Missing? A lot of you have read the story Missing, and that Scholastic Storyworks about the cat whose name was Taxi and everything. So you might start off. Some of you would go on and tell me every single thing. Well, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. And that is really important when you're in the younger grades, as we're teaching you to try to remember details and to try to be able to remember the things that you've read. So what we're going to work on now is making summaries that include all the important details, but without just going crazy and listing every single thing that you read in the book, because we don't want to rewrite the story, rewrite the book. Sorry, I'm moving that. That's just too low. We want to be able to summarize it using the details that we need without going overboard, without putting in our own opinion. Okay, so we're going to do that today by just using a little kind of an outline. Okay, and so what we're trying to do is be able to write a summary, right, that is distinct without our opinions. All right, so we're going to talk about Peter's chair. Remember the book about Peter's chair with his little sister that we read the other day? If not, you may have to pull up that video and re-listen to it. And then your assignment, though, is going to be about Galamoto. So you kind of need to go through and listen to both things. So we're going to start off. For those of you who are face-to-face learners, you're going to cut this out and cut that out. Then you're going to get a piece of notebook paper. You're going to hold it this direction with the pinkish red line on the left side of your page so that you're going left to right. This is the correct way to write on a piece of notebook paper, okay? And if you're a distance learner and you want to do it this way too, that's great. Otherwise, I'll kind of show you how to do yours in just a moment, okay? So you're going to glue this top part, the objective and the meaning, right at the very top of your page, all right? And then you're going to cut out this other part, but do you know how we usually, and I set my scissors down just a second. So glad I stopped there for a minute because I also forgot my glue. It was sitting way far away from me. So I'm cutting out the box first. Now, if you are a distance learner, you are not probably going to be cutting and pasting, and you're welcome to, but if you don't have a printer, this isn't going to work this way. So you're going to do your assignment just a little bit differently. What I would like for you to do is get a piece of paper. You may use notebook paper or you may use copy paper. That's totally up to you. And you are not going to have to cut this out. Though the reason that we cut these out and put them in our notebook is because we're going to be using them as reference all year long, okay? So that when we go back and we're in the middle of Frundle or we're in the middle of Holes or something, a different book, we can, and I say, I want you to summarize, but I want you to make sure you're using what we learned earlier. You can just go straight back to that, and it's right there. And that's why we're making these notebooks, okay? But you're going to do yours a little differently. You're going to have, if you're distance learning, you're going to have this as your resource, the whole page as your resource. And then you're just going to write everything out on paper and send it to me. You probably have to take a picture of it and send it to me. So if you are doing it this way, here you can see I'm actually even gonna fold it here along this line so I know where to put the glue, right? Okay, so I'm putting glue. Yikes. And I realized I forgot one other thing to cut. And actually, be careful. I'm gonna cut right here so that I have flaps for each thing. So I am going to be using today the book Peter's Chair, but your job is going to be doing the same thing with Galamoto. So right now when I'm giving you your example, you probably don't need to write anything down, because what's going to happen is that you're going to end up having to do it again, and that's going to be a pain. You don't want to do that, okay? So I glued that at the top, and then I glued this in, and all of these lift up, all right? So I'm going to start off by using my handy-dandy pen that I apparently have also set down. Trying to find something dark enough for you guys to be able to see. And I'm going to write the name of my book right up here, because I'm doing Peter's Chair. What book are you doing? If you say Galamoto, you are correct. So would you write Peter's Chair right there? No, you're doing Galamoto, okay? So somebody, who are the main characters? In this book, my main characters were Peter, and I'm making a mess and not writing on the line, his baby sister, and I'm just putting sister, his mom, and his dad. Those were the main 4 characters. You shouldn't write this because you're doing Galamoto, okay? Wanted. What did the main characters want to do? Well, they wanted to paint Peter's things for his sister, right? Wanted, and I'm writing in print. Cursive is also good, as long as I can read it. Wanted to paint Peter's things for his sister. We know Pete says, but who or what kept getting in the way of what they want, and how did they get in the way? Peter wanted to keep his things. He did, didn't he? Wanted to keep his things. So, how did he overcome the obstacles? Well, the first thing he did was he ran away, right? He ran away. Took his stuff and ran away. Then, what happened at the end? Peter decided the chair was too small for him. So I'm going to write Peter, and I'm writing all that out. Decided the chair was too small. And finally, what was the final resolution or lesson at the end of the story? He gave his chair to his baby sister. I know you guys can't read that. He gave his chair to his baby sister. So, and that's how the story ends. And Peter feels good about himself, doesn't he? Because he's let go. So your job is to write at the top, write Galamoto, and then go through the steps of Galamoto to summarize that work. If you cannot remember it, you may have to go back to that video and listen to the story again. Remember, I told you it was going to be very important that you knew the story. So if you are a distance learner, just to kind of show you how to make this your own, you know that the first thing is going to be the title, all right? So I'm not going to write it all out, but we'll have the title, Galamoto, and then you'll have somebody, and I want you to write the word somebody and underline it, and then write who the characters are. And then next you're going to want to write wanted on your paper. And then you're going to write what the main character did. And then the but, so, then, finally. So you're going to have enough room for everything. I'm trying to spread it out just a little bit for us. So it looks something like this. All right? And so that's what yours is going to look like. Then you're going to take a picture of it, and you're going to send it back to me through Google Classroom. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more word study, and we're going to start picking up on character traits.